There are still so many questions about that deadly shooting at UNM, and day after day, we have reached out to UNM leaders to clarify if all policies were followed. This involved a dorm room. We want to know if student safety, if the policies there were adhered to. With that, let's bring in Alika Medina, because Alika, our viewers have reached out to us. They've had questions. We've presented those questions to university leaders. We've asked for interview opportunities for days now. So did we get anywhere today with that same request?
Well, not with setting up any interviews, and this has been the case for 3 days now. We've tried to sit down with UNM President Garnet Stokes and student housing officials, but there has been no luck. However, we did get some more answers today. Here's what we learned from Cinnamon Blair, a spokesperson for UNM. She says the policy in place regarding student housing says students living on campus have to follow the Resident Life Handbook. It says students can have guests, but they can only be other UNM students. Of course, there are exceptions like having parents for move-in day.
So based on just that policy, just reading it outright, the victim, Lamont, in the shooting, the suspect, Fuentes, nor a third person who was in that dorm room. There were 4 people in the room. So the victim, the suspect, and this third person, based on that policy, should not have been in that room, correct?
That's correct. So based off the policy UNM provided to us, like you said, that's correct. We are not releasing the names of the 2 other men in that dorm because they are not facing any charges. However, we ran them through core and UNM databases. Only one of them out of all 4 is a UNM student and was allowed to be there.
So again, that's why we ask for interviews, especially with anybody overseeing student housing, the department, and policies, because that would go a long way in further clarifying that specific policy. Obviously, if it goes on that it was not adhered to, just to have any kind of follow-up and to clarify some things.
Yeah, and last we heard from UNM was earlier this afternoon saying they were working on getting us someone, but that has, again, been the case for the last 3 days. And according to the resident handbook, only students living in the dorms have access to them with a special key fob.
Where is President Stokes, UNM President Stokes? We've been asking for days to speak with her. It's the second deadly shooting on UNM's campus involving students with dorms in less than 3 years now.
Yeah, so again, we asked for a sit-down interview today. A spokesperson said she wasn't available and directed us to a letter she sent to the campus earlier this week. And in that letter, she says they are reviewing campus safety and says as a university with more than 2,000 residents living in on-campus housing, we are considering how to responsibly manage access to our residence halls, spaces that our students rightly see as their homes, while ensuring they continue to enjoy the full benefits of living on campus. Today, we also asked if this shooting impacted enrollment. Blair also tells us as right now, they have not seen a drop, but following the shooting, they did hear from 2 students who had not yet enrolled saying they wouldn't be attending UNM. But she still anticipates the largest incoming freshman class this year.
Yeah, so to kind of clarify here, I mean, we did receive some answers to some of our questions from UNM leaders today and over the past couple days. But again, without being able to have a sit-down interview, we're really limited on any kind of two-way conversation to get clarity.
Yeah, Tessa, and we have so many more questions for university officials, and we will continue to ask them. But tonight at 6, we are hearing from President of the Associated Students of UNM about the shooting and safety on campus and what they're hoping to see later this year.
All right, Alika, good work today. Thank you.